Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am AmalgamAsh, and this is Cemetery Mary. It's been a few days in the game, but it's been about a month in real life. So let's continue on Twyla's route. I haven't heard a lot from Twyla, but I guess that's expected. She doesn't really update me on our situation. Alright, I need to stop for just a second and appreciate this. This is Cold Point. This is the first time I've ever seen this scene in the game. So, we've obviously got a hot topic. Cold Point, I love that. And love the logo too. Sort of parody. And we've got all kinds of cultural t-shirts. Normal people scare bees. Enlightenment. And then a really cute ram skull with flowers. I love it. I love it. She's so goth. But I guess that's all right. She seems to have everything under control, I guess. She only really calls me up when she needs me for things. Other times we just happen to run into each other. But I'm okay with that. Really, I am. This is a really big thing after all, and it is kinda her thing more than it is mine. Like, I'm kinda just the sidekick in all this. I know it's really important, not just to her, so I try not to add more stress on her shoulders. Even if I know I get on her nerves sometimes. I wish these weren't so expensive. God, thank you for addressing that. I mean, I know I'm not poor, but with these prices I will be. Was that my phone? It is. It's a text from Twyla. Does she need me for something? It's a good thing I'm already out if that's the case. Hey Mary, you there? Thanks for your help a few days ago. It actually helped me a lot. I'm very appreciative. Aw, that's the nicest she... Oh god, you did a terrific job. You really think so? I'm so happy to hear that. Even if I don't see how I really helped that much. Yeah, I know. This is kind of suspect. I have a question for you, although it's kind of last minute. Do you want to come over for dinner tonight? Whoa, really? Oh. I mean, sure, I guess so, but why do you ask? It is kind of sudden, after all. Yeah, I know. It's kind of like a family dinner thing. I wasn't going to invite you, but then my uncle suggested I do so. Her pervy uncle. Since you've been helping me out so much, he thought it would be the polite thing to do. And he's right. That's why I'm inviting you, now. You don't have to say yes, but again, it was just the polite thing to do. Well, yeah, I can come. It sounds really nice. Thanks for inviting me. So you're coming then? Alright, I can have my driver pick you up. Send me your address and I'll forward it to him. You can expect him at around 6-ish. That won't be necessary. I'm just gonna be at the cemetery again. Really? Yeah. It's just easiest. Whatever. Just make sure you're ready. When the time came to be, I was waiting at the cemetery like I said I would be. I recognized the car and license plate from the last time we drove together, and got in. The chauffeur was the same, too. He didn't say a word to me, and I didn't say a word to him. It was a very quiet drive as we made our way to Twyla's house. Upon arriving there, it had already turned dark. I noticed that the fountain in front of her house had been lit up. It cast a very elegant glow all around. I also noticed that there was quite a few cars in her driveway. Parking area? I don't know how to describe it. It was large and made of bricks, and there were lots of cars there. That made me kind of nervous. I know she said it was a family dinner, but this seemed like a lot of people. Would I really be okay being here? It already seemed like I didn't belong. I got out of the car, and it drove off as soon as I closed the door behind me. I guess I had no option to turn back now. I climbed up the stairs and, upon making it to the top, rang the doorbell. Without even being inside, I could hear all the commotion going on within. Without even hearing her come to the door, she opened it suddenly. And quite honestly, I didn't expect to see her dressed like that. Oh gosh. Whoa. Oh, you made it after all. I was beginning to think you canceled on me. Was there a lot of traffic? Or was my driver late getting you? No, but you're dressed a lot more fancy than I anticipated. Here, come inside. I don't want to let bugs in by keeping the door open. As I stepped in, there were many people, all talking and chatting. Some had glasses of whatever alcohol it was. Some had little plates with them, but all of them were dressed extremely formally. Like party formal, the type of stuff you wear to weddings or extravagant sweet 16s. Twyla, this is so embarrassing. You didn't tell me people were going to be dressed like this, or that there was going to be so many of them. I feel so embarrassed. Why didn't you tell me? I would have at least dressed up more. Oh, don't be dramatic. You're fine. You dress semi-formally all the time anyways. I have to go make sure dinner is running smoothly, but you can do what you want until then. Just as long as you're not snooping through my things or anything. Wait, I can't just stay with you? You're the only person I know here, Twy. No offense, but you'll just get in my way. You'll be fine, though. See you during dinner. Twyla left shortly after that, leaving me to wonder why I had agreed to come to this in the first place. When she said family dinner, I guess I imagined something much different. A quaint event with some extended family and a nice meal. This was definitely some sort of party she was throwing. I don't know how many of these people were actually family, but I think it was more than obvious that I wasn't. I felt like everyone was staring at me. It brought back bad memories of mine. I tried to find some place where I could sit and not bother anyone until dinner was ready. Eventually, I found the couch in her living room was surprisingly empty and took a seat. I tried to look as normal and small as possible. I already didn't feel welcome here. I didn't want to take up more room than necessary. I tried to stay on my phone for the most part, but it felt rude to be doing so, even though I wasn't talking to anybody anyways. It just felt inconsiderate to be on my phone. Putting it down didn't really help how I felt, though. Although I didn't join into any conversation, I did hear one that caught my attention. Don't give me that look, you know this place. The bookstore on 4th, run by the old guy. Oh, that one? Bookstore on 4th? That was the bookstore Twyla and I went to. What happened with that all anyways? I read the newspaper about it. And newspaper? You didn't just watch it on TV? No, I prefer to sit and read it with some coffee. Anyways, like I was saying, they confirmed his death the other day. Really? Wasn't he brought to the hospital? Hell if I know, the article didn't say. All it said was that he was found with multiple stab wounds, bleeding out on the floor of his own store. I don't even think they found him until morning, but they estimated he died around closing time. I didn't hear about a hospital, but it seems he's dead now regardless. I felt heartbroken. That was the bookstore owner Twy made me distract. I didn't even hear of his death. How long ago was it? Did I miss it? Did they have a funeral already? He was so nice to me, though. But his store was so empty. Was he all alone in the end? Is this my fault? Does death follow me now? Who's going to be the next to die? Deep in my own thought, I almost tuned out of their conversation, but then I heard another thing that made me snap back into it. Is he even fucking here at all? I haven't seen him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he isn't. Not like he does anything anymore anyways. Denzin was always pathetic. Maybe now he's finally realizing that. Denzin. That's Twyla's uncle, right? You sure you want to be saying that so loud? What if he is here, and hears you? Does it matter? Not like we'll get kicked out or anything. I guess that's true. I thought it was pretty cruel of them to be talking about him like that. I know I don't know him really, but I can't help but feel bad for him. They're talking so cruelly about him and in his own house. I hoped he wasn't here, and if he was, I hoped he didn't hear anything. I can't imagine hearing someone talk about me like that in my own home. Actually, is dinner ready? People around me started to leave into the next room. The thought of having to sit at a dinner table with them made me feel nervous. I thought about just staying here instead, but in the end, I got up and followed them into the dining room. Upon entering, it felt very different than the rest of the house. Twyla's house was classy but colorful, but this room was drenched in white. The only thing to offset it was the brown, long dinner table in the center. And what a long table it was. It felt like the kind you saw in movies. People began to sit. Hastily, I looked for Twyla. On one end of the table, I noticed that Denzin was here after all, and he took a seat. I had hoped those talking bad about him weren't near. On the other end, I caught sight of Twyla beginning to pull her chair out. She saw me. I think she must have sensed how nervous I was because she gestured me over to her. Oh, thank goodness. I made my way over there as quickly but also as politely as I could. I was planning on taking the seat next to her, but another man got there before I did and sat down. So I just took the one next to him. I was still in talking distance of Twyla, so I was okay with it. People began to talk, as, well, people do. And I started to tune out of their conversations again. That is, until I was brought into the conversation. She's a bit freaky looking, ain't she? You get used to it. Oh, who, me? Yeah. Look at me a sec. I can't look in those eyes too long. It'll freak me out. Oh, yeah. I would get that a lot. You ever thought about auditioning for a horror movie? I bet they'd do something great with a face like that. She would fit in well to one. After all, she can talk to ghosts. Oh, is that so? Oh, yeah, kinda. I've only done it a few times, but... yeah. Really? Show me, then. Oh, I can't. You should show him. I think it would be a neat party trick. I would, but it really only works when I'm sleeping, it seems like. Oh, sure it does. Come on, Mary. Show them what you can do. By this point, the people sitting across from us seemed pretty interested, too. I don't know, I mean... the atmosphere isn't right for it. Come on, not even for me. A poor man with a late mother. You wouldn't even give him the chance to speak with her again. It's not that I don't want to. It's just, I've seen you do it before. Surely if you push yourself a little harder, you can do it right now. I wasn't sure what to do. Everyone was looking at me. I didn't want to embarrass Twyla or myself. But if I pretend to do it, I'll just embarrass myself farther. They'll just think I'm a fake. I don't know what to do, but I have to decide soon. What do we do? What do we do to these cretins? I guess we'll pretend to do it. Everyone was looking at me. I had to do something. Hopefully if I stayed vague enough, it would be enough to please them. So, you want me to talk to your late mother, correct? That's right. Alright. I'll see if I can reach her. I closed my eyes for a few seconds and clasped my hands together, pretending to be able to sense someone there. It's faint, but I think I can reach her. She's saying she misses you dearly. Oh? What else is she saying? I prayed he had siblings. She's saying... she's telling me you were always her favorite child. That she was always so proud of you. She was worried for you when she died, but she sees now she had no reason to be. She knows you're always trying to do the right thing, even if it's hard. She misses you, but she knows she'll see you again soon. I'm, losing her a bit, but before she goes, she just wants you to know she loves you very much. Oh, boy. It was quiet. I felt nervous. Was it good enough? I should have been more specific, probably. The man started crying right in front of me. Poor Mary. Did he really believe it? I was expecting him to tell me his mom was actually alive, even. So was I. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Oh, Ma. I miss you too, Ma. The people sitting across from us and a few others began to give me a small golf clap, seemingly impressed with me. I felt flattered, even though I hadn't really done anything. A few of them asked if I could talk to their relatives for them, but Twyla stopped them, saying I had done enough. I silently thanked her. The food was delicious. I made it feel semi-worth it that I came, and eventually the party came to an end. Twyla thanked me for coming and told me her driver would take me home. Though in the car, I simply asked them to take me to the bus stop. Luckily, I didn't miss the last bus, and I got home safely. Hi again. You were late again. Another busy day? Yeah. I went to a friend's for dinner. How did that go? It was a bit strange, but I think in the end I was glad I went. That's lovely to hear then. I wish I could eat dinner with my parents again. One day soon. They are safe, right? Not just alive, but they're fed and warm? I believe so. What's that mean? Don't concern yourself with it. Oh, this again. Just as long as I can see them safe again. The day is approaching. And will I see you? You will. Good night, Mary.